The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 6, covering the entire DMV. Severe storms sweeping across the DMV. The damage done, the active alerts, and your forecast ahead. And on the run, the active manhunt for a suspected murderer after escaping custody inside a DC hospital on Wednesday. What do we now know? And stretching your dollar, car insurance rates are rising. How you can slash those bills before hitting the road. Good evening. Thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Ben Dennis. Over to Scott Sumner, meteorologist, standing by. We've got some active severe thunderstorm warnings as well as flash flood warnings as well, Scott.
Yeah, we're going to start off, though, with some time-lapse video here out of Roslyn. You can see those black clouds there coming across the region. And then eventually we have some heavy rain, blinding rain across the region from our rooftop camera to the point where you couldn't see Roslyn. I mean, it got really, really bad there. Now it's starting to gradually improve across the region. Lynx 1 shows us here are pretty much a radar that is, well, winding down, especially around D.C. and points to the east of I-81. And I-81, as you'll see here, telestrated, is right in through here. So the heaviest activity, obviously, is out towards the west. It is moving towards the north and the northeast, moving into Pennsylvania. No warnings right now. So at least for the severe thunderstorms, and there have been some flash flood warnings, but I don't see those. Well, let me pop this on here. Yeah, a couple of those have been dropped. There is one flash flood warning that is still in effect. That's for Prince William County as well as Fauquier County. That runs till 8 o'clock. Now, as we go over to this here, we'll pull up some reports, and you'll be able to see quite nicely that we have had, or I'll tell you about it, several roads blocked by a few feet of standing water. This was in the Kenilworth area in the district. So we've had a lot of damage here, and I'll have reports coming up in just a moment. But here's a look at, again, the severe thunderstorm watch that runs to 11 p.m. Again, counties have been chopped away. It was all the way down towards Culpeper and the Spotsylvania area. We also had flash flood watches in effect. This will run till midnight in and around the district and then out towards the west. And here's a live camera look at Frederick. Again, a lot of wet pavement here, still some dark clouds being seen here, or gray clouds, as we wait for more rain to move in and through the region. There's some light rain there, but we'll talk more about all of this and show you storm damage. And of course, we have a live reporter, Dave Laval, out there in the elements as well. Back to you.
Plenty ahead. Thank you, Scott. Developing right now, D.C. police are investigating several shootings this afternoon. One of them happened right here on Connecticut Avenue in Northwest. You can see the area blocked off by police tape. One man was found shot, conscious and breathing there. But at Duncan Place in Northeast, this is near Maryland Avenue, police say a woman was shot, sent to the hospital, and that's where she died. No further information has been shared at this moment on either of those cases. We'll provide updates as they become available. In the meantime, contact Metro Police if you have any information. Also in D.C., police arrested and charged a suspect in a double homicide that happened late last month. According to police, this happened at Girard Street and Fairmont Street. They arrived at the first shooting on Girard in Northwest. It's there they found 29-year-old Luke Whitaker of Northwest. Police then got word of another shooting on Fairmont, also in Northwest. They found 19-year-old Zion Hollingsworth Hayes of Silver Spring, Maryland. Both victims were declared dead on scenes of those crimes. But yesterday, a suspect, 33-year-old Jeremiah Jordan of Southeast D.C., was arrested and charged with first-degree murder. And we're now in day 4 of the manhunt for a murder suspect who escaped custody at GW Hospital. This is video of a back patio where he's seen without any shoes on walking around. 30-year-old Christopher Haynes sneaking around this backyard in Foggy Bottom. Well, minutes earlier, he was accused of assaulting a police officer and making a run for it while being changed out of his handcuffs. Earlier in the day, on Wednesday, Haynes was arrested in Manassas for the murder of Brent Hayward. Tara Bass, who's close to the Haywards, tells us that the family fears for their lives. She's raising money for them so that they can move somewhere else.
They're dealing with stress because the murderer is on the run.
Tara Bass is a close friend to the family of Brent Hayward. D.C. police say that Hayward was killed last month by Christopher Haynes, who escaped their custody this week. Bays is raising money to help the family move for their safety.
They're going through grief, a lot of crying, very upset. They're not able to eat because they're so upset.
It is this man, seen on footage released by DC Police, that has the family fearful today.
The mom, she's so stressed out because she's scared.
Haynes was caught in Manassas, Virginia by a special task force Wednesday and brought to the district to face murder charges. However, he escaped after police failed to secure his handcuffs.
She needs to move away because she's scared for her and her 2 sons.
So far, DC Police and other agencies are continuing their search for Haynes.
He was living his life, just going anywhere he wanted. And then they find him, and then he gets loose.
That was our Leonard and Fleming reporting. Contact DC Police if you have any information of where Haynes might be. And new details in the murder of a Greenbelt teacher, Miriam Sila, who first went missing in July. We now have a date for the bond hearing for the man suspected of a murder. But yesterday, loved ones, students, and several county leaders gathered at a mosque in Greenbelt to say their final goodbyes. Sila went missing in Greenbelt, and her remains were found near a lake in Clinton. Many who attended the funeral wore red pins in her honor. They described her as a strict yet loving teacher who made a huge impact on those in the community.
She just had so much love for us. That the bond that she created with us through the little things that she did are really special things that I'll remember.
She was such a kind person, and to have her be taken this so fast and in this manner, it was senseless, just senseless.
And the suspect, Harold Landon III, is charged with her murder. He'll be in court on Monday for a bond hearing. Police say that the two did not know each other. And in commuter news, Metro has apologized for anybody who faced serious delays this morning on the Red Line. You can tell right there in an official post on X, formerly known as Twitter. Metro shared photos of what happened, a downed tree right there, and somebody trespassing along the tracks. They say there was also an issue with a disabled train. Hopefully you got to where you needed to go. Happening now in D.C., parents can invite their teenager to create a specialized Uber account through a family profile. Teenagers between 13 and 17 can request their own rides and order food with a parent's supervision. Uber says all of its safety features will be turned on automatically for these teenager accounts, including PIN verification and ride check. The change allows parents to track all the requests and rides that their child makes. And today, Arlington National Cemetery remained closed to all visitors after a reported bomb threat yesterday. Fortunately, officials say that no explosives were found and the entire area was deemed safe. Cemetery officials announced plans to reschedule all funerals that were delayed because of that threat. Our team spoke to visitors yesterday, including one person who was there for his uncle's military funeral.
We arrived this morning and police were here, and they told us that they didn't tell us anything, but we weren't allowed to go into the cemetery. So we looked on the cemetery's website, and they told us it tells us that there's a bomb threat. You know, we had a lot of family here, came in from all over the eastern seaboard, and you know, we were looking forward to experiencing this military funeral.
Hopeful for peaceful funeral services sometime in the near future. Still no word of the specifics of that bomb threat. And happening now in Germany, the 9th annual Invictus Games are underway. It's a competition for wounded service members as a way to aid in their rehab. And a member of this year's team was a DMV native. Our Haley Milan, who covers Northern Virginia, had a chance to speak with her and learn more about her fighting spirit.
After a while, it got to a point where I couldn't walk because I couldn't feel from my waist down.
2022, on a flight to South Korea with the U.S. Army, then 27-year-old Tiffany Johnson's world froze.
I was trying to lift my legs. I was unable to.
After weeks in the hospital, doctors determined Johnson had multiple sclerosis. An Army brat and dedicated athlete, she found the specter of never running again tough to reckon with.
The biggest challenge was mentally overcoming that there are some things that I have to relearn how to do.
That challenge proved no match for Johnson's grit in physical therapies. Once again learning to walk and to run. Her future, though, obscured by what MS had in store for her. She found solace and eventually hope in team sports. earning a spot competing in the Warrior Games.
You jump into some sports, build some camaraderie.
Later, setting her sights on the Invictus Games in Dusseldorf, Germany. She didn't dare trust her legs for track and field.
That fear of falling or, something terrible going wrong.
But her teammates had other plans, assigning her to run and to throw shot put and discus.
Gave me a newfound confidence.
This week, training at Fort Belvoir, conquering her greatest obstacle before even stepping into the Invictus Arena.
It's a powerful feeling because I never thought I would run again. Not like this.